that walks up my kiddo. What are you doing, Poppy?
So it doesn't reflect so much.
Okay, I'll tell you when to go. You ready?
So you're ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, that's it. Settles?
Yeah.
Remember one thing. When you start driving and you're going for a drive, especially if you're taking out your girlfriend, 2 things you must have in the cabby hole. Toilet paper and a curry powder. Curry powder. Curry powder.
Toilet paper. And toilet paper.
You're supposed to ask what for.
And the toilet paper is for when you need to crap in the bush.
Either, but especially if you got your girlfriend in the car, she'll get very, very cross with you on a long distance drive if you haven't got the paper in the car. Now, curry powder, it's a different story. Ask.
This is for your taste buds, is that right?
Yes, when you're making curry, beef curry, lamb curry, chicken curry, then it's for the taste buds. But when it's for the engine doesn't give a hoot about the taste. When you're using it on the car, this is what it's for. If when your indicator on the dash starts showing red light, overheating, temperature gauge going up, overheating, you have to stop and investigate. Why am I overheating? What's wrong?
A pipe is probably burst.
You can have burst pipe, then you're in trouble, really in trouble, depending how far are you from the town. But it might be a small leak. It can be on the engine, let's say under on the cylinder head gasket. It can be on the water pump. It can be on the radiator itself, or it can be the thermostat housing that it's leaking. On these new engines, you cannot find where it is because you can see nothing. On the old type of engine, you see everything beautifully. So anyway, what is it for and how to use it? What this does is when there is any kind of small leakage, radiator, cylinder head gasket, you put it into your cooling system, and when it comes to the spot where the steam or the water is under the pressure, is trying to get out from the radiator or from the engine, in other words, you're losing water, this will cement that hole.
Yep.
It will completely close it. But what you got to do, if you still got a lot of water in your radiator, you must make sure that at the bottom of the radiator, you open it up, you let the hot water out. You don't want to pour it into hot water. You let the water out, fill up the radiator with the cold water. Normally, you're using coolant. I always prefer that you use coolant in your radiator and not water. But in this case, you are out there, so let's say you're using water, and then into cold water, you start filling up your radiator, and the last liter or two, you put this into that liter or two of water, stir it, pour it into the radiator, start the car, and off you go. And you drive. Normally I recommend that you drive at least 5 kilometers distance, and it will seal that leakage. Then when you get home, irrespective whether it's after 20 kilometers, whether it's under 200, after 200 kilometers. You get home, again you open the bottom of the radiator and you get rest of the water out. You don't want to keep all of it in there. You don't want block unnecessary spots where it shouldn't be cementing. You let the water out, close it, and fill your radiator up nicely with a coolant. As I said, coolant, because coolant lubricates your parts, your moving parts, your running parts, doesn't rust them. It does not have capacity to rust like water. Water will rust your cylinder head, water will rust your engine, water will rust whatever. So, did you get it? What is it for?
So when you have a little leak in your whatever, and then it just helps you drive for an extra.
If you have a little leak, where? Not in the bush. You got a little leak on the engine or on the radiator or on the wherever the water goes from the cooling system, and you can't see it, doesn't matter. Don't look for it. Hoy in and prevent the further leakage. I had cars that I had put it in that I did on one particular Mercedes, I did 30,000 kilometers after I put this in. I had leakage. It was somewhere on the engine, I couldn't quite find where. Curry powder, one run, and from there onwards, the car ran for another 30,000 kilometers, no cooling problem, no leakage problem. So, guaranteed, trustworthy. Capish?
Capish.
Good. Now, all you have to do now is get car. It doesn't work on the bicycle. Sorry to say, you got to get a car. When are you getting one?
You know that question.
When are you getting a car?
18.
Yo. Okay, you better start saving now.